Simo. Hey,
I like you have to come up with a different way to say my name each time we do a video.
Gotta try.
You gotta try.
It's there are many options in the world, and I choose all of them. Good to hear from you. I went on vacation. I missed our time.
I missed our time as well. I did actually. Yeah, it felt like something was missing while you were gone.
True, it did. It's that time in our day where we get together and talk about all the things we don't like doing in our very difficult, challenging YouTubing content careers.
We would never. Yeah. We would never.
And yeah, it's the therapy sessions that the audience doesn't hear. I think maybe that's our content.
You know,
someday,
strangely, they'd probably
stop playing the game and they would
actually
session.
Probably love that for content. Is like the funny part. If we just recorded us like complaining about stuff, they'd probably still love it as a separate podcast.
We have that when there's literally nothing to talk about in Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh. It's out there. We can do it. We can do it someday. But in the meantime, we have Magic the Gathering. And what does Magic have that other games just don't have, Simo? What does Magic have that Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't have?
Costs. That's a good start. Better art.
You have costs.
We have
different.
They're barely costs if you want to consider them that.
You have fake costs.
We have fake costs, exactly.
You have art. You're right.
Yeah, I think I will say your art I think is objectively better than ours, so you got that over us. You have colors. We don't really have colors in our game. That's a thing. I was thinking land. Oh, that's 100% what we don't have. Well, that's like kind of like costs. You know, you have to pay the land cost to summon your thing.
He's already angling. He's already bargaining for winning points. I love it.
That's why you get me for commander, because I'm good at that. Anyway, yes, we do not have lands. Although we do have a card, ironically, called Burning Land that I've never showed you. So that's kind of funny.
I await Burning Land, something that's frowned upon in our game.
I was about to say, a lot of people hate that in your game, which is why it's not going to matter.
It matters in this video. You are going to be reviewing lands, Simo, because we have a new set, because we always have a new set in Magic the Gathering coming out very soon.
Yeah, you do.
Called Edge of Eternities.
I'm edging already.
This joke apparently does not get old anywhere in the Magic universe.
It writes itself.
Since I have started working on this set, that is the only joke I get. Anyway, as we do this video on Edge of Eternities, there is a bonus sheet. They do this in a lot of Magic sets nowadays. They did it in Final Fantasy as well, where they take existing Magic cards from the past, they put fresh new artwork themed to the set on them. They release them in collector booster packs, and they are not legal in standard.
So it's like cards for like modern or other formats. Interesting. And it's only in collector boosters. That's, I guess, a choice. Sure. I guess if people are chasing it.
I think they changed that recently, and now it can be in play boosters. Okay. I'm pretty sure bonus sheets are in play boosters now. Yes, the limited community has let me know that they're very both. Some are happy and some are mad about this. But that is a thing.
I can see that.
So you can get these in limited in draft, but they're just the important part. Not standard legal.
Got it.
We are reviewing the Stellar Sights bonus sheet from Edge of Eternities. Not all of it, just some of my absolute favorites.
Okay.
Your job will be to tell me whether or not you think this card is good or saw play, or if it ever got, as you would say in your video, hit, restricted, or banned in formats that are standard or larger.
Sure.
Okay.
I thought you said they're all not standard legal, though.
They are not standard legal, but many of them were in standard at one point in their life.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, got it. So talk about angle shooting. Then, yeah, there you go.
Yep, back then, did they get a hit? And but we're also talking about, like, you're talking about modern, we're talking about vintage, we're talking about any sets that are standard or larger in card pool.
Got it.
So I'm not making you
not limited or
was this ever hit
weird like that.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Nothing like that.
Got it.
All right. But so it's going to take very special skills on your part. And if you are somebody who wants to develop more skills that you can turn into money, check out the sponsor of today's video. What makes a great card gamer is the ability to learn new skills. Every set has new mechanics and new strategies, and you have to keep up. The same can be said about today's job market. You need to be learning new skills to keep up with the rising cost of everything. But that's where today's sponsor comes in, Boot.dev. Boot.dev teaches you how to code in a way that is fun and entertaining and rewarding. You will take challenges and do lessons based on creating a role-playing game that will keep you engaged throughout. Use your skills as a gamer to develop skills that can earn you big bucks in real life. You'll learn modern coding languages like Python and Go in a self-paced way that feels like a role-playing game. With Boot.dev, you never get bored. The challenges are easy to understand and accessible. You can't learn to code without doing what you'll do on the job, which is writing a lot of code and completing real projects. You'll have the ability to get hints along the way. You'll have the ability to connect to a Discord of other people doing what you do, and you'll have access to AI assistants. Go to Boot.dev and try out the courses for free. Then use my code CovertGoBlue to get 25% off the first year when you choose the annual plan. Thanks again to Boot.dev for sponsoring this video, and I wish you the absolute best in your quest to upgrade your earning potential. Now, back to the video. And we're back from that thrilling integration, and Simo is now going to check out. Oh, thrilling. It's amazing. I've totally not recorded it yet. But that's the power of time travel.
Which you can do in Edge of Eternities, huh?
You're so good at this.
Oh, I see this. I see what you mean by like they do like crazy art. This looks very very Star Wars-esque in terms of like the text. All right, Ancient Tomb. This is a land that you tap to add 2 colorless, and this land deals 2 damage to you. That seems broken. Great. We're starting off strong, I see.
You think this card's good?
I think this card's very good. I feel like this card, because it's like, I don't want to say it's like mana cheating, but it gives you 2 mana versus 1 for a land. That seems pretty fucking good to me. And like anything in your game that is like that. Oh God, this is gonna be one of those tough ones where it's like, I'm gonna show him this and he thinks it's banned or limited or something, and then it's like actually totally fine.
Yeah, it's 10% of your life total in Magic in a 1v1 format.
That doesn't matter. I think they had to hit this card. I don't know if they banned it. I feel like they had to hit it though in some way. I don't know. I feel like this card's very good.
Yeah, just straight up. It's just
like I don't really have much to say. Like it's extra mana. Like that's like insane in your game, and it's like it deals 2 damage. Oh no! Whatever will we do? Yeah, I think this had to get hit.
Yeah, we're coming out swinging. Ancient Tomb is a heck of a Magic card, and in Commander right now, it is a sought after card that is now on the Game Changers list.
Okay,
a copy of Ancient Tomb in today's dollars is over $100.
Are you serious? I mean, I'm not surprised. It gives you an extra mana. You know, you're paying for it.
And this card's been reprinted many times. There's over 8 reprintings,
and it's still $100. Holy crap!
Yeah, they're in spots like this. They're in like these highly sought after like extras and master sets.
Aside from its
like
original print, of course.
Yeah, in fact, the most expensive version of Ancient Tomb is in Zendikar Expeditions, which was a bonus sheet focused on lands that were extra mythic rare. That's like $370.
Wow.
People are absolutely gaga for this card.
See, now the fact they're telling me it's still $100 tells me that it wasn't hit.
You think so? Now, in its time in Standard, Ancient Tomb goes back to the very olden and most busted days that ever kind of were in Standard. This is a Tempest card. And it saw play around the same time as the Urza's trilogy, which is Urza's Saga, Urza's Destiny.
Oh my God,
Urza's
those are all
Legacy.
Artifacts, aren't they?
Uh-huh.
Oh God.
So back in this day, it wasn't weird to get combo killed very early in the game.
Sure.
I believe turn 1 wins were possible. Turn 2 wins were close to consistent.
Wow.
And a huge amount of things were banned back in the day. We're talking 1996 I think. Yep. So there were layers and layers of bans to get through. I've showed you cards like Time Spiral and Tolarian Academy and these things that just enabled the most busted possible version of Magic that ever existed. And in its time in Standard, it would surprise a lot of people that they never figured it out.
Oh my God, I knew it. I knew it was a trap. I knew it was a trap. I knew it was a trap. Oh my God.
Yep.
So they just hit a bunch of stuff around it. That's crazy.
Yep, it's legal in Legacy. It's legal in Vintage.
Are people okay with that, or is it
legal in Commander? People seem okay with it, to be honest.
Okay.
It's like
in Commander, it's fine because like you do a bunch of crazy stuff, but
yeah, I mean, people hate. I've seen more hate for Soul Ring than Ancient Tomb. You know, in Commander specifically. But here's the annoying part. I did say any format bigger than Standard. This format doesn't even exist anymore. It was called Extended. It was designed to be what Modern is now. It was designed to be a older than Standard, and Ancient Tomb was banned in December.
Okay, so technically it got banned in a format. I'm just saying.
And you are technically right, which is the best kind of correct. So good for you.
Good, I get a point.
Figured out Ancient Tomb.
All right.
I really wanted to say I got you with Ancient Tomb because it is one of the most busted cards to never be touched.
I was about to say, I'm surprised they have not touched this card. That seems, I mean, to me, it's a testament to where the game is at. But that just, especially by older standards, that seems, for how old you're saying this card is, that's incredible. This card just seems insane. Every Commander deck probably plays this, right?
It can't. So it's on the Game Changers list.
Oh, it's a Game Changer. Now, okay. So
before
they
have the brackets.
Yeah, because there's the brackets.
Now they have limits on that.
So maybe you have to actually pick if you want to play this. Interesting.
But that was before the Game Changer list. And since the Game Changer list is a suggestion, it's not like enforced by Wizards of the Coast. Yes, that was one of the things about Ancient Tomb. You could put it in every deck and often would.
Yeah.
So
it's like a pot of greed in that regard. It's
absolutely.
I always feel so weird about that because like in Master Duel right now we have this issue where Max C, your favorite card, it has like a 95% play rate, and it's like, okay, if literally every deck has to start off by playing the same cards, like should you just hit the card at that point? It always brings up
some people would say yeah. Some people think that's absolutely true.
Well, it's funny because the next three cards after Max C are the counters to beat Max C.
So you're saying every deck in Master Duel plays Max C?
Yep. Unless you're like a new player or you're like playing like some dumb deck for like some video content or something like that. Yeah, that's literally like the first 10 cards in your deck are 3 Max C and then like 7 cards to counter Max C, and I'm not joking.
I can't wait till I try the game and just have to remember that Max C is going to happen every time.
Yeah,
I know. Hey, I'm just going to build a deck without special summoning. I'm sure that'll do well.
I mean, if you're playing a particular deck that we may or may not have just talked about in a video that we just may or may not have just filmed.
In Master Duel?
Yes, it is.
Snap. Okay.
Oh God, is that Dust Bowl?
It is. Sorry for the fonts. They might be challenging.
I mean, it's just the U. Everything else is fine. I didn't realize we were going to the central of the United States. It's a land that adds for a colorless, and for 3 and a tap, you can sacrifice a land to destroy. Oh God, people don't like their lands getting destroyed. CGB. I've learned this. This is like the equivalent of hand knowledge in Yu-Gi-Oh. I've learned people don't like their lands getting touched. Interesting, it destroys a non-basic specifically. So you can't go after basics, but for the most part, there's so many good lands you would hit with this. Like there's the dual land, like there's just so many good things. But I forget, was it Armageddon that you showed me like ages ago? And I think I thought that was banned and it wasn't, or something like that.
You thought it was Power 9. Let's not rewrite history.
I think I thought it was Power 9. Yeah.
That's pretty epic.
Yeah. That was a good clip for you. What was I right? Did I think it was Power 9 and banned, but it's not? Or was it banned?
That's right.
I forget. Okay. So that's weird. So like
Armageddon did not get banned.
So Armageddon's legal, or was legal at some point, and then or never got banned, so it's legal.
Armageddon has never been banned in any format.
Right. So what's the like? I feel like that's better than this. So
you have to remember, even though they're both old cards, it doesn't mean they existed in the same format.
No, yeah, I'm aware of that. But my point is, if Armageddon survived, why would this get hit in some capacity?
Mm-hmm.
Which might be the trick here that you're imposing. When was this released? How old is this card?
A good question. It is 1999.
Holy crap! So this is before the Ancient Tomb that we just saw. Wow.
After Ancient Tomb.
Oh, after.
Right
okay.
after.
So
right after.
Oh, like
Ancient
literally
Tomb.
the set after. That's funny.
They were together.
Oh, okay. Huh. Okay, so here's where my head's at. We've done these videos enough. I have learned that they will ban cards out of spite because they're babies and lost to them. So maybe this is like the new dingus egg, that they lost to this card enough that they're like, okay, we have to ban this. This isn't okay. But Armageddon's fine. I mean, granted, this is a lands, but you still have to pay the cost for it. So you know what? I'm going to go with that philosophy. I'm going to say one of the babies at Wizards who lost to this card like 5 times in a row was like, I'm going to ban this card. So I'm going to go with that.
Dust Bowl is a very interesting card because people were upset about it right away because the oppressive nature of the card overall. Armageddon is obnoxious, but fair. It destroys all lands. This can be used every single turn. So if you get your opponent in a situation where they're like on 2 lands, they can't play any spells in their hand because their spells cost 3, and every turn you keep blowing up a land, then they just don't get to play the game. Now, you have to sacrifice your own lands, but there are ways around that, things that get lands out of the graveyard, or you could just build with an absurd amount of lands in your deck. But those things considered, Dust Bowl did have that target non-basic land thing attached to it. It was very relevant at the time because the lands in Magic, like Tolarian Academy and Gaia's Cradle, were absolutely busted, along with Ancient Tomb, which somehow flew under the radar. But there were also a lot of basic lands. So Dust Bowl was something you could play around by hitting your basic land drops,
sure,
or just by having a board presence, because if the opponent is spending 4 mana, including sacrificing one of their own lands to hit your lands, while you're attacking them, they're probably not going to win that game. They're probably going to get beaten down and find themselves too far behind to activate their Dust Bowl. Dust Bowl did get play. It wasn't without its positives. It did see play in a World Championship top 8 deck in 2000, but as very much kind of a niche role player in decks that already had a lot of other colorless lands as well. And Dust Bowl has never been hit in any format.
I took the bait. I was like 3 levels ahead of where I should have been.
But I would say it's the it has definitely shifted in recent years, similar to when we reviewed a card called Blood Moon. That
I remember that
hitting non-basic lands is like for good guys now, even though land destruction is bad in general.
Yeah, I remember you like talking about that. That was an interesting discussion.
Let's fire another one here.
Oh, it's just all lands. Bonder's Enclave. I think that's an N. It's a land, of course. It adds a colorless, of course. And then for 3 mana, you get to draw a card. Activate only if you control a creature with power 4 or greater. Ooh. Okay. I like this. This is fun. This is so dumb because this seems fine, but you're gonna say this got hit. I swear. I have that vibe.
Fine, though?
I don't see why.
It has a land that draws cards. It's really good.
What's wrong? It draws you 2 cards a turn, but you have to pay 3 mana to do it. I mean, and you have to have a creature with 4 or greater. Like there's guardrails here. It's like you could not have the mana. You could not have the creature. You know? And like, what's drawing an extra card in your game? You guys have like card draw for days. This is fine. This is fine.
You don't think this got banned while Rhystic Study is legal, huh? Crazy.
Honestly, yeah, Rhystic Study is way better than this, so.
Yeah, this was straight up card draw bait. You're right. This card is totally fine. Bonder's Enclave was released in 2020.
This is like a new card. Oh, wow.
Yep, it's a much newer card. It sees a good amount of commander play.
I bet it does.
Especially,
yeah.
Yep, because you always
because like I remember didn't Voxy play a deck that like you needed to always have stuff with like 4 power greater or something like that?
Yeah, you're thinking of Eshki.
Eshki, that's right. Yeah.
Yep. But it saw very little standard play, almost none, and just not a lot of time to activate your Bonder's Enclave.
It's too situational. I feel like in Commander you have more time to like pull this off. I feel like more consistently, but like in a quicker, faster environment, I feel like it's there's like too many hoops you have to jump through, and it's like again, it's probably fine, but the right deck needs to play it. Like you can't. It's not an Ancient Tomb. You can't throw this in every deck.
Can you throw this in every deck, I wonder? I actually think I might have shown you this before, but it wasn't the focal point of the discussion. So
see if I remember it.
Let's find out.
Ink Moth Nexus. You may have shown me this. I don't necessarily recall. Maybe if I read. Let's see. Like all these lands, it taps for colorless. And then for 1, this land becomes a 1/1 Phyrexian Blink Moth artifact creature with flying. And infect until the end of the turn. It's still a land. And infect is it deals damage to creatures in the form of -/-1 counters and to players in the form of poison counter. I think actually it may have been in one of our Commander games when we were like talking before filming. I think someone was maybe telling me about this, unless there's a card similar to it. But like for some reason it seems a bit familiar. So it's a land that can become a creature, which is cool. That actually gives me an idea for a video for you, now that I think about it. No spoilers or anything. So it's a 1/1. It has flying, so it does have the ability to just go over everything. And then it deals damage in the form of counters, so the damage stays. And then on top of it, you just go face and poison them. Now, if I recall, I think poison is you need like 10 counters and you like kill them. It's like an alt win con, right?
Yes. 10 poison counters and they die.
See, this seems oppressive because if you have a way to like just make this thing have 10 power, then you just kill them, right? But how hard or how hard or easy is that, I guess is the question. I could see if there was the right support and deck around this that they would maybe ban this card, or not ban it, but like do something to this card. I
will show you a card. I'll show you 2 cards that were legal in standard at the same time.
Okay.
So we're starting.
Look at you
with
being
the
nice, giving me
format.
context, giving me the breadcrumbs. I appreciate it. Kessig Wolf Run, which is another land that taps for colorless, and for X, a red and a green, you can target. Oh, that's a thing. Okay. All right.
I mean, it's a lot of mana, right?
There's ways, especially in red and green, to get around that, but okay.
This card was legal in standard at the same time.
You are grinning so hard into your mic right now. Primeval Titan, 4 and double green for a giant with trample. It's a 6/6. Whenever this enters the battlefield or attacks, search your library for up to 2 land cards. Put them onto the battle. Oh, fun. Great. So you can actually tutor them. Cool. Sick.
It's like Yu-Gi-Oh, right?
I mean, you're waiting till like turn 4 or 5 to do it, but sure. If you do this on turn 1, then yeah. If there's a way to do that.
This is standard Magic the Gathering. Turn 4 is like, in this era, is a given that at least you get a turn 4.
That's fair. It's funny because like in Yu-Gi-Oh, alt win, like I know in your game, alt win cons are actually like not uncommon. Like whether it's something like this or mill even, or it's just some other way to like kill them, or like I think you showed me the card, like was it Das's Oracle, I think was the name of it. Yeah, like you have like stuff like that, right? Where like we have the win cons in Yu-Gi-Oh, but they're just really bad. So it's interesting. Is this too much effort? Is the juice worth the squeeze here? I feel like this, if there was a deck that could consistently do this, this would be very annoying. And people would get very upset with this. This is a tough one. I think this is the hardest one you've showed me yet. Because I could see, like, My Yu-Gi-Oh brain is like, just have the out for it, but that doesn't justify a card staying around.
We're also covering multiple formats, right? I mean,
right.
We should probably show you a card that might be an important part of the modern deck that might play with Inkmoth Nexus.
You just want to keep laying out the trail of
this one before.
Yeah, this is when you talked about artifacts like dominating the game, right?
Yeah.
So modular, you get 2+1/+1 counters. You put into a graveyard, put it to +1/+2. Yeah, so you could like give this a bunch of +1/+1s and then transfer it to the Inkmoth.
Yep.
Is this the world's longest trail of breadcrumbs, or are we going to actually eat at the end of this? This one's tough. I'm gonna say they hit it. I feel like this like is a play pattern that's annoying, that people would get sick of if this is like, because it's like cheesing a win in a way. And I know the deck's designed to do that, but I just feel like that doesn't like resonate well with people. So I want to say they hit this.
And you are right.
Woo!
That the play pattern is annoying.
Oh, no.
But Inkmoth Nexus has never
you
been
baited
banned.
me. Oh, that was good. That was good.
And is still very much legal in Commander and all of the older formats like Modern and such. And
is it just is it just fine? Like, it's not even that good?
At this point, and this is very much, I think you'll relate to this from Yu-Gi-Oh! At this point, having the out is kind of expected. If you're going to die to somebody activating an Inkmoth Nexus, activating like another card, or casting another card that puts a ton of counters on it and hits you with Inkmoth Nexus, the mentality at this point in those formats is that you deserve it. But Inkmoth Nexus did get Blazing Shoal banned. I believe that we covered this in one of our modern videos. Blazing Shoal was a card that you could cast for free, and it gave target creature +X+O, where
I remember
the mana value of the discarded card.
Right.
So you would discard a 9 or 10 mana card like Dragonstorm or Progenitus to give Inkmoth Nexus or another infect creature +9/+0 and win the game on turn 2. And that did Blazing Shoal got banned. But Inkmoth Nexus endured.
Interesting. So, do you agree with that?
I think that the people who like the Inkmoth Nexus kills are a very particular type, and I do think that it is very vulnerable to both artifact removal, counter spells, and creature removal, and land removal.
Yeah,
honestly,
for that matter.
Being three, this is a 3-type card, which means there are 3 different things you can do to it, types of removal to interact without taking into account counter spells. So this is a very preventable thing. As you will see, there are even other lands that can prevent it that I will show you. Like, but I have shown you, like a Dust Bowl with mana open means they can't do this thing.
Sure.
And that's something you could tutor with your Primeval Titan in a format where
granted, you said turn 2 kill, but you know, I know what you mean.
Yeah, they got rid of those Blazing Shoal tricks. Though. It's much harder now. I played Wolf Run Ramp a little bit in Standard, which is what it was called with Primeval Titan, and it was really something. You know, you try to get to like 13 mana so you can kill them in one Inkmoth like swing, and the rest of the time they were trying to manage the nonstop Titans you were putting on the battlefield. Very powerful deck, but I think that it wasn't oppressive, and that was a very open format with a lot of good decks. So. Yeah, I think Nexus is okay. I think it's the right call to leave it around.
Interesting. Okay.
Let's see what you think about this one.
This is some art. Lotus Field. This is a land with hexproof. That's interesting. And it enters tapped. When this enters, sacrifice 2 lands. What? But then you tap it and add... Oh, I get it. You tap it and add 3 mana of any one color. I get it. It's like, it's trying to like pay homage to Black Lotus. Cute. I feel like there is some abusable stuff you could do with this. I don't know if my Yu-Gi-Oh brain can comprehend what it is, but there feels like some way this can be abused. Hexproof on a land is kind of cute, even though like you guys hate land destruction, so it kind of seems redundant, but whatever. We'll take it. There's stuff that destroys stuff, so we'll protect from it. How can you abuse this? If you like copy this card somehow, because then you bypass the sacking the 2 lands potentially. I don't know if you can copy
Interesting.
lands. I don't know if you can copy lands though. I don't think I've seen a card that does that.
Yeah, is there a card that does that?
Are you gonna show me, or is that gonna be?
I just sent you a card.
Oh, sorry. I'm looking. I had the full blown up image. Thespian Stage. This is another land that taps for colorless and 2. Oh, cute. Okay. Kind of weird though, because does it become the copy? It doesn't say till the end of the turn, so I'm assuming it's just permanent copy, right?
Permanent copy.
Yeah. Yep. So the interesting part about that is the first time you copy it, you're only +1 on mana, but then afterwards it's just for 3, which is really good. And this is also a land, which is very stupid. Dumb question. Can you Lotus Field without having 2 lands?
I mean, it enters tapped, so I believe it just goes straight to the graveyard.
Because I was just wondering, like, if you had 0 or 1 lands, what happens if you attempt to play this card, if you're even allowed to?
So you would play this, it would enter.
Oh, you have to sacrifice itself.
And then you would sacrifice up to 2 lands.
Right. Yeah. So, well, it doesn't say up to, it says 2. So that's okay. That's how they bypass it. Okay, I got it. So now here's the question. Did they ban a Lotus Field, or did they hit the Thespian Stage, or did they hit either? I don't know. That seems like a particularly strong combo. Because you go, let me think about this. You would go land, Lotus Field is at, now you're at 3. And then you Thespian Stage, but you can't copy it. Oh, no, you can copy it immediately. So you would go Thespian Stage, tap the Lotus Field for 3, and then pay 2, and now it's a copy. So you're theoretically at, and if you play a land next turn, also if you play a land the turn you do that too. So you have Lotus Field. Oh no, you're playing the Thespian Stage. That's your land. So then you're at like 6 mana effectively turn 3, and then if you play a land next turn, you're at 7 turn 4. That seems pretty good. Is that? Because now I'm like, is Lotus Field fine, but is Thespian Stage the problem that like you can copy any land that has any dumb effect? Because you can copy like Ancient Tomb, and then it's like kind of the same thing where you're just like you have 2 Ancient Tombs now. This is tough. I can see the argument for it because getting that much, having that big burst of mana immediately is quite strong. But there are like, I mean, I have to think about this in the context of like older Magic, because like newer Magic, I feel like that may not be as impressive, but like in older formats, it could still be good potentially. There might be other stuff that combos with this.
I can show you 2 cards that are played with it in formats. Okay. I will tell you right now, it's not a dud that sees no play.
Okay.
I think that's why they put these cards together. I would agree. So here's one card that is very interesting in this pairing.
Pour Over the Pages. 3 and 2 blue for a sorcery. Draw 3 cards, untap. Oh, that's cute. Okay.
And then this card is also played.
Oh, hello, Daddy Teferi. We meet again. Hero. I don't think I saw this one, though. Hero of Dominaria? Going to Narnia? 3
Dominaria.
And a 3 and a white and a blue, 4 loyalty, Planeswalker. +1, draw a card at the beginning of your end. Oh, that's broken. Okay. -3. It might get me to play white, actually. Not this guy's. I know about this guy. -3, put target non-land permanent into its owner's library, 3rd from the top. That is insane. That is like the coolest form of removal I think I've ever seen. And then -8, you get an emblem with whenever you draw a card, exile target. That's insane. This card has to be nuts. This card, when this was legal, must have been fucking crazy. This card is so cool.
I have some things. I don't know if I'll ever have another video to tell you about it. So I'm excited to show you Teferi, Hero Dominaria. Okay. This is more proof that you and I are the same person.
Evidently. Evidently. This card, oh my God, my gears are like turning on this card. So I'm like, oh my God.
Oh, something you may have missed. Oh my God. This card is its own win con. And it's really sneaky in how it is a win con.
Because it's exile target permanent. You just hit their lands, right?
Yep, but
Yeah.
how do you win?
How do you win? What a great question.
Yeah, see if you can find it.
I don't think I'm seeing it.
So, this this is such a control way to win. It is the perfect control way to win.
Wait. Hold on. I get it. Do you just keep stacking yourself and like mill them?
You can -3 to Teferi himself.
Oh, that's
just
so
keep putting
funny.
Teferi on top of your deck so that you never run out of cards. You got it. You got it.
Yeah, I figured it out because I realized that the second effect didn't say opponent. So I was like, oh, that's very... It's funny you're showing me this after the video we just did, by the way. But in any case, I don't want to spoil it for the fans. Anyway, we're not here to fawn over Teferi. We're here to talk about lands, unfortunately. Man, this combo seems very good. I almost want to say they hit the Thespian stage over the Lotus Field, which is kind of crazy.
I will, without going deep, Thespian stage is a part of other land combos and other formats. That is correct.
But it's like, okay, it's the age-old question. Is the main card the problem, or is the thing that like abuses it the problem? Because like you said, you can use Thespian stage in other decks and like other land combos. And so that's why I'm wondering if like Lotus Field's fine and like the Thespian stage is the bigger issue. Okay, here's a question. Are there other Thespian stage like cards, or is this like the best card for doing this?
There is another Thespian stage type card.
Okay, but just one.
I can show you. I think it's, just one. I can only think of one. And yeah, I'm pretty sure it's one. Let's get that up here.
Sure. I'm just curious how many Vesuva. Oh, this is cool art. You may have Vesuva enter as bad. Oh, okay. Oh, this just comes in and copies it. Oh, that's crazy. How old is this card?
This card is pretty old. So let's see. Time Spiral.
Doesn't look
what
very
is
old.
that? I don't think that's the right one though. Original Time Spiral. When was original Time Spiral? 2006.
Okay, so like old, but not super old. It's weird because like, okay, if you hit Lotus Field, then Thespian Stage and Vesuva get a lot worse. But there's other lands that combo with it. So then it's like
Actually,
the issue of...
If Vesuva enters, do you have to sack 2 lands? Maybe you do.
That's a good question. Because it says when this land enters,
tapped
it
as
copies.
a copy. Yeah. And Lotus Field isn't as it enters, it's when it enters. So actually, Vesuva doesn't do what Stage does. It does exist for some of the other combos that Stage works with, but not this one.
Right. So my question is, and not that you're answering this, it's more of a like existential question. Do you hit all the lands that these cards would copy, or do you just hit like the Thespian Stage and the Vesuva essentially? Which doesn't seem like Vesuva combos with this really well. So I'm more focused on the Thespian Stage here. I'm gonna say Lotus Field's fine. I think they hit Thespian Stage, to be honest.
All right, final answer?
Final answer.
Neither of these cards have ever been hit in
So I got
any
one
format.
right and one wrong. Great. We're still 50%. Great.
You split the difference on that one. So it is a great combo, and people really like it, and people very badly want Lotus Field combo banned.
Oh, do they really?
For a very long time. Yep. The Pioneer format has been dominated by Lotus Field combo. Is
that like the best thing you can be doing?
It was at various times.
Okay.
It is very arguable right now whether or not it is the best thing to be doing, or even like if it still needs to be banned. But it is a deck that has been in the format now for many years. It has never risen above like a super high metagame percentage. There are a lot of people who hate it because it takes obnoxiously long turns and it's hard to interact with. But
they won't like Yu-Gi-Oh in that case.
Yeah, for now, Lotus Field has remained legal in Pioneer, and Wizards has had many opportunities to do something about it. They haven't. So for now, it appears that Lotus Field is going to be an ongoing part of the format. Teferi, Hero of Dominaria in Lotus Field is something that is also popped up as becoming the Pioneer control deck of choice, and that I don't think was as obvious right away. There are some interesting cards in the format. There's a creature called Hushbringer. I won't make you read it, but Hushbringer is a very simple creature. It's a 2-mana creature that says effects of cards entering the battlefield don't trigger.
Interesting. Okay.
So when you play a Lotus Field, actually Strict Proctor is
you don't have to sack the 2 lands. That's cute.
Yep, you don't have to sack 2 lands.
That's cute.
So
it's cute.
yeah,
I like that.
And then they play Teferi, and Teferi generating 6 mana because of 2 Lotus Fields is absolutely
that's crazy. That's bonkers.
Stupidly busted.
For context, for everyone watching,
oh
we show each other cards in Discord. I put a heart on Teferi, and everything else gets like thumbs ups or downs if I get it right or wrong.
Yep. The heart is on Teferi. I'm glad I got to show it to you. I wasn't sure if
that card is insane. I wish I could have played with this card. This seems so crazy.
It existed in a very like balanced standard pre all the Eldraine nonsense that came up, and it was on Arena. People either hated this card or loved this card. And it was an absolute rock star. Absolute rock star. That somehow also never got touched by the Wizards of the Coast.
Were him and Uro legal at the same time?
They were not.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Dun dun dun. Dun so sad.
But Commander, I can do it. I can live my dream. These arts are interesting. Grove of the Burn Willows. It's a land that taps for colorless, shocker. And then it taps for either red or green, and each opponent gains 1 life. That's interesting. Okay, so if this is your first time watching this video, or any video I've done with CGB, you will learn that life gain in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is like a joke. It basically doesn't exist. There's like exactly 2 cards that it matters for, and the rest of it is just degenerately used to scum games in time. So does it matter that this gives each opponent 1 life? So you get so you basically get a dual land at the cost of you each gaining a life. Is there a whole like cycle of these, or is it just like this one exactly?
No, they only gave us Grove.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I think it's notable because, and this might help you with your evaluation, red and green are very aggressively slanted.
Yeah, of course.
In this stage of Magic the Gathering's history. And Grove arrived in a set called Future Sight. And one of the gimmicks of Future Sight is it had, instead of like the 3 to 5 set mechanics of a set, it had a bunch of like future cards that they were kind of teasing would be full cycles someday in the future.
And then
so
we
it was
never
a bunch of like a bunch. I mean, so far it hasn't got there. Future Sight was
maybe Edge of Eternities will be the set to finish the cycle maybe? Like 18 years later.
So yeah, we're still waiting. We're still waiting for the opponent gains lands like Grove of the Burn Willows to come to other colors.
That was the thing I was wondering, because like in a control deck, obviously you wouldn't care about this because you're probably just like in the driver's seat anyway. So you gaining life actually benefits you because it gives you time, right? Where
if you're going to Teferi deck them and exile all their permanents, you do not care.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case. But like I was thinking with this, it's interesting because red and green seem to just be like naturally more aggressive than the other colors. And so then as a result, do you care if they gate? So, okay, there's a, let me show you this card. I'm stealing your video.
Let's go. Agent of Treachery has resolved, and CMO is yoinking this portion of the video to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Audience.
The Yu-Gi-Oh! People probably already know what I'm about to show you, so I will be... If you're watching this, comment below if you think you know what I'm going to show him right now. Just read this card.
Upstart Goblin? I feel like I've seen this.
I think I've showed it to you before.
Yeah. Draw 1 card, and then your opponent gains 1,000 life. Yep, busted. Let's go.
Yeah, so this is like probably our equivalent to this card, although granted, you get to use this every turn. But basically, Upstart Goblin's interesting because for a while, this card saw like no play. And then, interestingly enough, like some of the better minds in the game figured out, why play a 40 card deck when you could play a 37 card deck? And like I said, life gain in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is kind of a joke. It's like in older Yu-Gi-Oh! It kind of matters more because the game is slower. But by modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Standards, when it's very easy to clock your opponent for like 10, 12,000 or whatever, Upstart Goblin just makes your deck thinner for no reason whatsoever. And then has a bunch of other benefits too, because it's a spell card and yada yada. So I'm kind of likening it to this, where it's like instead of drawing a card, you're just getting to pick your color of land and your opponent gains a life. So it's funny because Upstart Goblin, I think, is actually limited to 1 right now, because I think every deck was just playing Upstart Goblin, and they're like, yeah, we have to do something about this. So I'm checking to see if that's actually true. No, it's unlimited actually right now, which is funny because people don't play it anymore.
There you go.
This seems
I'll show
fine.
you one more card.
Sure.
I'll show you one more card.
Punishing Fire. This is 1 and a red. It deals 2 damage to target creature or player. Okay. When an opponent gains life, you may pay red. If you do, return Punishing Fire from your graveyard to your hand. Oh, that's cute. Fun little combo there. Is that degenerate? I think that seems fine. I think this is fine. I think Grove of the Burnwillow is fine.
Final answer?
Final answer, and I'm going to get railed, so just be gentle.
Punishing Fire, Grove of the Burnwillows was a modern powered deck.
Really? Oh wow.
For a period of time. It's really not anymore. Grove of the Burnwillows is fine. Yep. It never got hit. The balance of having to give your opponent life in otherwise aggressive colors actually meant that they had to moderate like how much and when you played a Grove of the Burnwillows.
Yeah.
It wasn't as good as it wasn't dangerously good. It was fine.
So it's all like fine. Some play. It wasn't like every deck was running it.
Yep.
Okay.
I do wish they'd finish that cycle, because God, would I play a blue-white.
Oh, exactly. Like in Control, I feel like this card's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I want. That's what I really want.
Well, maybe in
someday.
Edge of Eternities, who knows? Maybe they'll finish it.
Maybe.
The future sight coming to fruition. Eldrazi Temple, I think?
Yes.
Okay. It's a land that taps for colorless. I'm shocked. And then you can add 2 colorless. Spend this mana only to cast colorless Eldrazi spells or activate abilities of colorless Eldrazi. Okay, so I think I have seen 2 Eldrazi's in my whole life. I've seen the Emrakul and the Ulamog. He's like some giant guy, I think.
Yeah. You've definitely named 2 Eldrazi's.
Okay. I think those are the only, and I remember they were just gigantic and cost 1 billion mana, but they were like game warpingly powerful.
I think you also encountered Sire of 7 Deaths in our game.
Oh, that's together. An Eldrazi?
That was
okay.
Also an Eldrazi.
Yeah, because I think Voxy played that in our Commander game.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So so basically the purpose of this is to have a custom Ancient Tomb for the Eldrazi's because they're so expensive, to help get to them faster. I like that. That's cool. If you have multiples of this, because it's not legendary, then it's like it kind of gets ridiculous, because then it's like you get to ramp up to them very quick. What did Emrakul was like 15, I think. What was Ulamog? How much does he cost?
Ulamog is the one that is commonly seen as 10.
He's 10. Okay, so you would need 4 temples and 2 lands to play him on turn 6 instead of 10, hypothetically. That seems like way too much work. I feel like you would just cheat him out with some other card, which is like typically what you do in a game. But did this have to get banned or hit at all? Let me ask you this. Are all the Eldrazi's like giga expensive? I guess Sire of 7 Deaths was 7, right?
Oh, you're going to be glad you asked that question. No.
Oh, okay. Okay, now let me ask a follow-up question. Are the lower cost Eldrazi's good?
What a great question. Here you go. I bet a Yu-Gi-Oh player would love this card.
Thought Not Seer. That's a very funny name. This thing is grotesque, by the way. Love it. 3 and a colorless. I don't know if I've seen colorless like in the actual cost of things. That's interesting. The Eldrazi. Figure that out. So you can technically, if you have double of that land, you can play this guy on turn 2. When this enters the battlefield, target opponent, reveals his or her hand. You choose a non-land card and exile. Oh, it exiles. It doesn't like go to grave. It doesn't get like shuffled back. It gets exiled. When Thought Seer leaves the battlefield, target opponent draws a card. Interesting. So when you play it, you get their best card, and then when it dies, they get to draw a card, but they don't get the card back. So it's still random. This is a really interesting design, actually, because it's like they still break even on advantage as long as they kill this thing.
Yep. That's about right.
Now I'm thinking to myself, you guys have like flicker effects and stuff in your game, so you can. How does that work? Like, does that trigger the second effect if you flicker it?
It does. I believe they would draw a card and then you would look.
You
at the
just
hand
look again and just
exile
okay,
one.
okay. So you can't like abuse it like that. Okay, yeah. Leaves the battlefield's a very interesting line of text because in Yu-Gi-Oh we have leaves, like leaves the field on very few cards because the cards it's been printed on are like so good that they're very careful to like not use that very often. In fact, I'll hijack your video again and show you an example because I don't think I'm ever going to show you this guy ever again.
Agent of Treachery has been flickered. The ability is resolving yet again.
Give this guy a quick read.
Elemental Hero Absolute Zero. A quick read? Classic Yu-Gi-Oh! Level 8, 2500 attack, 2000 defense, 1 hero monster plus 1 water monster fusion. Must be fusion summoned. Gains 500 attack for each water monster on the field, except Elemental Hero Absolute Zero. I bet this is the relevant part. If this card leaves the field, destroy all monsters your opponent controls. Oh, yeah. So you just bounce it to your hand.
It's an extra deck monster, so go back to the extra deck. However, it can trigger if it goes back to the extra deck, which is very stupid. And they changed that rule later so that doesn't work that way. But if it goes to the graveyard, if it gets banished, you get to wipe your opponent's field. And so in the Edison format, the retro format that a lot of people love, this guy is very good. He's played in a lot of decks. And it turns out a board wipe just for something leaving the field is pretty damn good. So that's what this reminds me of.
Only the opponent's side.
Only the opponent. One-sided board wipe.
Amazing.
Yep. And it's funny. This is like the most balanced format Yu-Gi-Oh has, and this is legal. Anyway, so I was trying to think if there's like cute stuff you can do with the Thought-Knot Seer here. But the fact you can do that turn 2 is like really crushing, especially because this is a 4/4. I feel like it's like somewhat difficult to clear that early. But I like how balanced this card is. I mean, balance in quotes.
If you figured out a loop with Thought-Knot Seer, maybe you could exile their whole deck.
Can you do that? I guess technically you could.
I don't think that's a serious part.
Okay. I was like, that would be impressive.
It is very funny, yeah.
If you just have infinite flickers, technically, yeah, if that's a thing. This is weird. Like, I feel Yu-Gi-Oh will ban or hit cards in certain archetypes because obviously you're not playing this unless you're playing Eldrazi. Like, what's the fucking point? Just play any other good land, right? So I guess the question is, was Eldrazi oppressive enough that they felt this was the correct hit because it slowed down the deck and now you can't do turn 2 Thought-Knot Seer anymore and you have to do turn 3 or 4 Thought-Knot Seer potentially? Also, with everything else that could potentially be in the Eldrazi archetype. I could see it, because that slows the deck down tremendously. Yeah, you know what? I'll say they hit it. I'm in.
They banned Eldrazi Temple?
Whoa, they banned it. I wasn't expecting that.
No,
I thought like
I was just clarifying.
Oh. Well, now I'm going to look stupid.
So Eldrazi, there are a few times in Magic where a season has been named after a deck.
Okay.
Eldrazi Temple was an important part of one of those such times.
Ooh.
So in the set Oath of the Gatewatch, the importance of your question earlier is that, well, what happened is the Eldrazi were giant monsters in the past that were 10 to 15 mana, and then they decided to release a set full of medium Eldrazi's, 4 to 5 mana. Okay. But the next Pro Tour was the modern format, and Eldrazi Temple was not in the set that went into standard, this Oath of the Gatewatch set. And in modern, not only is Eldrazi Temple legal, but Eye of Ugin is legal. Why don't you check out this land, Eye of Ugin?
All right, this is a legendary land. This is the first of these you've showed me. Colorless Eldrazi spells, great. We love mana reduction. And then for 7 and tapping, you can search your library for a colorless creature. Oh, so you can just tutor it out. Great. Awesome. Love this card.
Yeah. Yeah, those are both legal and modern. And that meant that all of these now 3, 4, and 5 mana.
Yeah, now they cost
Eldrazi,
2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yep. And it led to a Pro Tour where almost every deck in the top 8, in fact, Arcbound Ravager Inkmoth Nexus was the only other deck that made the top 8 of that Pro
crazy.
Tour. All the rest of them, 6 of them, were Eldrazi. So it created Eldrazi Winter, as it's now known.
Oh, really?
The time when only Eldrazi decks were playable in Modern. And something did get banned, but I'm going to not penalize you for this. I thought it was both lands, and then I actually just looked it up, and I was wrong. Only Eye of Ugin got banned.
Yeah, so you should lose a point because you were wrong.
I don't lose a point. I'm just giving you a point. Same difference.
Okay.
So, but because I think if I had shown you Eye of Ugin and Eldrazi Temple, I'm 99% sure you'd say ban Eye of Ugin.
Probably.
Sure
yeah, that one seems way more oppressive than the first one.
Yep. And Eye of Ugin somehow not in the Stellar Sights bonus sheet. So sad, but Eldrazi Temple is.
I'm sure all the people who loved Eldrazi Winter are happy for that one.
Loved, yeah, the dozens of them, Simo, who loved Eldrazi Winter. I don't remember people complaining about Modern decks as much as that, although I'm sure it has happened. But I think it was how entrenched I was at the time. I was very much into Magic at the time, and I remember a lot of rage about Eldrazi Winter. A lot of rage.
Oh, this is cool art. Gemstone Caverns. This is a legendary land, another one. If this card is in your opening hand and you're not the starting player, you may begin the game with Gemstone Caverns on the battlefield with a luck counter on it. If you do, exile a card from your hand. That's really interesting. And you tap it for add colorless. And then if this has a luck counter on it, instead add one. Ooh, this is cool. This is like an area of design Yu-Gi-Oh! Hasn't really explored, in the sense of like at the beginning of the game, do X. The closest thing we have is, I can't really think, honestly. It's like cards you can only use at the start of your main phase. Like that's the closest we have probably to this type of effect. And I think this would be interesting from the I mean, I guess like hand traps are kind of like this in a way, but I don't know. I think this would be like interesting design space to explore. Anyway, this card seems cool. Going first, it just adds colorless, so whatever. But you also get to begin so it gives you a 1 mana advantage over the opponent, right? Because then you could play a land for turn. Yeah.
That's right.
So it helps like sort of, because that's like always an issue in games, is in card games specifically, is like first player advantage is always so good. Which is why
I was going to say, you also draw a card on if you're not the starting player.
Right,
so
yeah.
It's almost like your cards are equal, but
might blow your mind. Yu-Gi-Oh! Didn't implement that rule until like 2014.
It does blow my mind. You've told me that before. It still blows my mind.
It still blows my mind too, because like in the retro formats, you can play with like first player draws a card, and it's just like I still not used to that because I played so much Modern Yu-Gi-Oh! But anyway, I'm trying to think like where this could be abused potentially, but like this seems just like a good card for like going second that helps sort of give you an advantage for going second. And I think that's a good thing. I'm going to show you this. I don't think I'm ever going to show you this in any other context. We've flickered the guy once again.
Hey, you get to draw 3 cards now. You've stolen 3 times in one video.
I'll show you this guy. This is a very simple read. So here you go.
Cyber Dragon. You did show me this. This is like really early. You showed.
Oh, maybe I did show you this early.
Yeah.
And we've done a lot of videos. Like, I forget. Do you remember what it does?
No,
Don't read the card.
Oh God. You get it for free if the opponent has something.
You already read it. I already know.
No, that's true. I remember something.
You're correct.
Okay,
you actually are correct. I'll give you a point in your own video. Basically, yeah. So if your opponent controls a monster and you don't, you get to special summon this card for free. And so I like how we both thumbs up. That's funny. So anyway, when this card was printed in 2005, this was like such a game warpingly powerful card, because now going second had access to this card that basically beat over everything your opponent would do on the first turn and would allow you just to do so much. Like, it is, people who did not play back in the day do not understand how impactful this card was on release. because it just like it was a good tool for going second. And over time, Yu-Gi-Oh got more good tools for going second, of course. But like this was like the first time they ever printed a card for like going second specifically. So I kind of liken it to this in a way. Like it's not obviously a 1-to-1. I think this card's fine. Like I can't wait for the something you may have missed. But I think
do you want to know something? Looking at Cyber Dragon now after all these videos we made, my first thought is like, oh, it's just a big dumb moron.
Well, yeah, it's like it's funny because like
big dumb it's unplayable.
In modern Yu-Gi-Oh, it basically is unplayable. Although Cyber Dragon has received multiple waves of support over the time. But like in old Yu-Gi-Oh, Cyber Dragon's like a menace. Like it is such a good card, which is so funny. I think it got limited or semi-limited, I think, at one point too. That's how good it was. So anyway, Gemstone Caverns.
So if it reminds you of a card that got limited or semi-limited, did anything ever happen to Gemstone Caverns, Simo?
I mean, I don't know if I agree with it getting limited or semi-limited necessarily. I'm still think no. I think a card like this is healthy for the game.
And something you
there we go.
Have
there we go.
Is that in Commander you have 3 opponents, so this gets played a lot in Commander. No, this card's fine. You're right.
Yeah, I was about to say this card seems.
Right.
I think it's good. I think cards like this are healthy for card games. Like you want to have stuff to like bridge the gap for going second, right?
Yep. This card is actually very interesting in a sample size of like play rate data from CEDH competitive Commander.
Ooh.
Gemstone Caverns is the most played card.
Really? I could see that.
Yeah,
I mean, competitive
every deck
EDH
plays
too. Yeah, I don't see why you wouldn't.
Yep, there's not a good reason not to. So,
yeah, I mean, because like
Gemstone
it still taps for regular mana. If anything, like it's not like it doesn't. It's literally if you have it, it's free. If not, whatever. It's just a normal land. Like I guess if you're color like deficient, then that probably doesn't help. But what like every other card you've shown me is like that. So
yeah, standard and formats like that, totally fine. Just totally fine card. Yeah. Nice little card.
Nice card. I like the design. Contested Warzone. Yeah, it looks like it. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to you, that creature's controller gains control. Whoa. Okay. And then you tap it for colorless, and then 1 and tap it. Attacking creatures get +1/+0 until end of turn. Is this card good?
That's your job.
Why would I want to play a land that I give control of it to someone else? That sounds awful. This should like tap for 2 if you're going to do that.
I'd love to see that card. They should design that card.
What the hell? Why would you play this? Like, it's cool you get like an attack buff, I guess, but
that is
this card seems bad.
Attack buff.
This card seems bad. I can't wait for you to tell me this was like hit in some way, but I do not like this card at all. So lay it on me.
You never play this card.
I would never play this ever.
Dude, you're just not a group hug player. Dude.
I'm not, evidently.
Play Commander in a friendly way.
I'm not Stokes. What can I say?
Oh my god. Yeah, this card's bad.
Okay, I was like, I'm like, if there's some crazy combo with this, I can't wait to hear it, because this is like, why would anyone ever play this card?
There's a specific type of group hug player out there who just wants to hand out lands, and I'm not one of them either, and I don't get this card.
I guess they like losing. I don't know what to tell you.
There you go. If you open this card, you're a loser. You heard it here from Simo right here on the show.
What a weird card. What is the purpose? Is there something with this, or like, is this just no one has ever touched this card?
Yeah, nobody plays this card.
Okay.
But I don't even know why it's on this. Like, why?
You're like, why is it? Yeah, every other card you've shown me, it's like, okay, I get why they're reprinting this. Why? I can't imagine the boardroom meeting of, yeah, let's reprint Contested Warzone. That's a good one. Like, especially if it's in like the, I mean, you said it's in play boosters now, but if it was just in collector's boosters, I'd be pissed if I opened this.
Indeed. All right. Here's a different card.
The letters are really fucking.
Oh, that's a hard one to read. Hold on. It's Mutavault.
Mutavault? I was gonna say Mutavault, but okay. All right, Mutavault. This is a land that adds colorless, like every other card you've shown me. And for 1, this becomes a 2/2 creature with all types until end of turn, and it's still a land. I guess that's neat for anything that has like creature synergy. Like if there's, I don't know, all ogres, whatever, get like +3/+3 or something like that. Like, okay, cool. Your land can become a 5/5. Crazy.
Here, if you can turn your head sideways, you can check out this card. It's a pretty recent card, but it's got it's a lot of what you're talking about.
Okay, this is Unholy Annex and at the same time Ritual Chamber, which is an enchantment room. I may cast either half. The door unlocks on the battlefield as a sorcery. You may pay the mana cost of a locked door to unlock it. Okay, so you play one of these two, and then you can, if it sticks around, you can pick the other one.
Uh-huh.
Okay. At the beginning of your end step, I love that my head is at a 90-degree angle right now. At the beginning of your end step, draw a card. Okay, that seems really good. If you control a demon, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Otherwise, you lose 2 life. Okay, so having the demon typing, since it counts as everything, helps mitigate that. And then the other one is when you unblock this, or unlock this door, not unblock. Unlock this door, create a 6/6 black demon creature token with fly. Okay, that's like kind of irrelevant for this. I think it's like the Unholy Annex is the part we care about. Okay, yeah. So basically the combo here is you can Mutavault so that Unholy Annex drains them for 2 instead of you just losing 2 life. And that way you're guaranteed to have the demon if you don't have one in your hand. That's cute. That's a cute combo. Is that ban worthy or hit worthy?
That is an example of a synergy with Mutavault at this time.
Sure.
That people talk about.
Sure. I mean, there could be other stuff that's like equally like, I don't know if this exists. I'm just making this up, but there could be like some card that's like, if you control a ferret, a bird, and a rhinoceros or something, like you win the game, right? And then like maybe Mutavault, counts as all those creatures. So like there's like some dumb combo with that. I don't know if that exists. I'm just making that up. But because it's all creature types, like maybe. But I think that's stretching. I don't know. This card seems fine to me. I mean, you're going to be like, there's some crazy combo deck with this that got this card banned, but I think it's fine.
You're on edge so much, dude. You're so
I wonder why. I've done how many videos with you. Why would I be on edge, CGB?
Mutavault is, you say it's fine. Maybe it's fine in like a
cosmic sense
format, cosmic sense. That's great. Yeah, that's you are really good at your job. Mutavault is a really good land.
Is it?
Through its
interesting?
Oh yeah. Through its history in Magic, it has been a part of so many decks. Even a control deck, like one of my favorite control decks from Magic 2015. Literally, the name of the set is Magic 2015.
Oh, that's
they got
funny.
lazy at a time, but that M15 set had a control deck that had no creatures but ran Mutavault and could use it to win games sometimes.
That's so funny.
The rate on it is so cheap. It's just 1 mana to make a 2/2.
For a 2/2, yeah, that's pretty good. That's like, I mean, you see that in like, today's Magic, right?
The every creature type thing is obnoxiously better than you think. It's not until you actually play with it, and then you're like, you just have a card that happens to care about having, as you put it, a ferret in play, and Mutavault is a ferret. But more relevantly, removal spells that say things like remove target non-demon creature or effects that do things like that suddenly don't work on a Mutavault, and it's very frustrating. So Mutavaults, or something that says can't be blocked except by cowards or whatever. It's like Mutavault has all these weird effects. That's a real creature type, by the way. Cowards are known for not being able to block warriors. Is one of the features of their type.
Makes sense.
But yeah, Mutavault has a lot of effects, and right now in Pioneer, the Unholy Annex Mutavault combo is a very serious part of the format. A very serious part, because it can turn a mono black aggressive deck that has a powerful value card in it, and it gives it reach. It gives it burn damage to close the game. So it can just play a bunch of cheap aggressive creatures and Unholy Annex to fill up their hand, and it happens to run a demon without what demons usually are, which is expensive, clunky cards, kind of like the Eldrazi were in their day. Instead, you've got a land that just turns into a demon, and now you get the effect when otherwise your deck shouldn't have it. And it's very good. But you're right, never banned, never touched by the Eye of Sauron, Wizards of the Coast, Mutavault. Very, very good land that you can be happy to open, much more than Contested Warzone, but not a problematic card.
It's interesting because Yu-Gi-Oh! Doesn't have, to my knowledge, I could be wrong, I don't think there's a card that's like all types. Like, so there's like the type of a card and an attribute, and there's like 23 or 24 different types in the game. I don't think we have a single card that like is all of them. Now, attributes is a slightly different story. There are several cards that are like dual attribute. So it might be a dark, but then it says like the first line of text, this card's also a light monster or something like that. Then
it does strange things to the game. I wonder what it would do to the whole Yu-Gi-Oh! Fusion-y cost, like different summons cost structure.
It's funny because actually this just came up at Nats this past weekend. There's this card called Sphere of Chaos, which is a dark monster that is also a light monster. And there's another card called Ally of Justice Cataster, and his effect says when he attacks, destroy the monster he's attacking if it's a non-dark monster. And so it's like, well, it's a dark and a light, so which is it, right? But it because it's also light, that means it's non-dark, so it does destroy it. It's funny that it does. It actually does.
That wouldn't work. That would not work in Magic at all.
Yeah, see, I would think the opposite as well. I would think because it's dark, but because it's both types, technically it works, or both attributes, excuse me. There's also a card in particular that counts as like 4 of the 6 attributes, not all of them. But that's like the closest analog I can. And like most of these cards I'm talking about are awful. Like they've never seen any play whatsoever, except in like some degenerate deck or something like that. So it's cool that like you guys have this type of effect and there's like cool synergies with it. Because it's very rare to see something like that in Yu-Gi-Oh! I would say. And someone can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but
I mean, there's a whole keyword called changeling and a whole like several types of creatures built around being every type. Like, that's cool. Actually, you can build a commander deck just around this type of thing.
Oh, that's cool.
It's a very supported mechanic in the game, actually.
Interesting. I think that's more design space they could explore too. But
now here we go. I've got one for you here.
Save the best for last.
Last. What would make you think I'm almost?
Oh, I don't know.
Just read the card.
Strip Mine. This is a land that adds a colorless and sacrifices land, destroy target land. Uh-oh, land destruction. Don't like that. Banned.
You done?
Yep, done.
That's all you got?
Yep, that's all I got. Just banned.
like, I mean, is it really doing anything?
I'm not taking it out to dinner first. Banned.
Land and you go, yeah, okay.
Banned.
You got somewhere to be?
No, there's nothing else to say. What? It's land destruction. It's banned. And it's like cheap land destruction.
Oh my God. I mean, as cheap as your land drop.
And you can recover it. Like if you could recur it and like just keep abusing it. This is way better than that other card you showed me, the stupid moon or whatever. Where is it? The Dust Bowl.
Stupid moon.
They're all moons. Yeah, like
that's no moon. It's a Dust Bowl station.
This is way better than Dust Bowl. 100%.
Yep. Might be why I didn't show it to you before Dust Bowl.
Yeah, I wonder why. Yeah.
And you said Dust Bowl got banned. You're pretty sure this got banned?
Yes, I think this is Dust Bowl.
Land, I think. Land?
Yeah, this one's way worse.
Oh man. All right. Well, we'll just lock in your answer, and I'll talk about Strip Mine for a minute. This card came out in Antiquities, which was the second expansion, third set of Magic the Gathering. And so this was in really old classic Magic in a world that also had Moxes and Black Lotus.
Wait, wasn't this the card that you were looking at when we went card hunting that you didn't have like the artwork of?
This is some serious behind the scenes. Yes, they printed 4 different versions of Strip Mine in Antiquities, and I am looking for version 3 specifically to complete my set of Antiquities. It's the only thing I'm still missing.
See, I remember things.
Correct.
I remember things.
You're very good. You're very good at this. Anybody out there with a version 3 Strip Mine, talk to me. So this card in Antiquities was fine because there were lands like Library of Alexandria, Bazaar of Baghdad, and in Antiquities Mishra's Workshop. These are all cards I've shown you in the past that have all been
They were all
banned.
broken. Yeah.
They were all broken
them.
as hell.
Yep.
And there are moxes, and there's other ways to get mana. And Strip Mine was like seen as the good guy.
The good guy. Yeah.
Yep.
I can see
so
that.
as Magic, again, the first of its kind TCG, waves of reprints happened. Strip Mine got reprinted into 4th edition. They put it in the main set. They were so dead set on having it around. But as waves of like rotation and bans hit Magic and the standard format was created, which was designed to be a slower, more accessible format, Strip Mine did start to become a bit of a problem. In the first Pro Tour that I played, Strip Mine was a legal card.
How'd that go?
100% totally fine legal card in Standard in 1996. You could play 4 of them, and many people did. And it was just part of the game. Sometimes you'd have the Strip Mine draw. Did they just miss their second land drop? And I have 2 Strip Mines? Oh, that's fun.
I win the game.
That's great. Yeah, it was a little, some might call it unfair. Magic back then had a lot of things like Armageddon. This was legal with Armageddon, by the way. So you could Armageddon and then play your next 2 lands as Strip Mines. One of my favorite, just stupid Magic the Gathering stories, I think it perfectly illustrates the kind of people that Magic the Gathering players are. And I am always a self-report on this. I am a toxic gamer myself.
No.
I've heard, I wasn't there, but I heard this story that the creator of the game, Richard Garfield, was doing what's called meet and beat, where, you know, people queue up and they get to challenge and battle. Yeah. Why? Is there something wrong
Go
with that
on.
name? Okay. So at this meet and beat with Richard Garfield, this is around like 97 or something like that is when the story supposedly took place. Or no, it's later than that. I don't remember when the card got printed that I'm going to mention. So it was later than that. But anyway, so Richard Garfield, you get to play a game 1v1 with him. He's playing like a bunch of like 2/2 creatures, like Black Knights, things like that. There's like line of people just waiting to play him. And the person sitting there playing against him is monologuing about how Magic changed their life and what a wonderful thing Magic the Gathering is, the greatest game ever made, and how much better the world is for Magic the Gathering. And Richard is being gracious. And so they look to see what deck this person is playing. This person has Richard Garfield, creator of the game, in a Strip Mine lock with a card called Crucible of Worlds that lets you play a land from your graveyard every single time.
Oh, that's cool.
So just not letting him play the game whatsoever.
Yeah, it changed their life.
People
it's great.
Destroying his lands over and over and over.
That's an amazing story. That rocks.
It's so bad. So again, I heard this third hand, but I want to believe it's true. It sounds so Magic the Gathering to me. Strip Mine was restricted in October of 1996 to 1 copy.
Woo!
Strip Mine was banned in Legacy at the same time. Strip Mine was banned in Extended, and Strip Mine is seen in modern ways as a mistake. Strip Mine has been banned in Vintage, I believe.
That
gives you an idea. Oh, restricted. Only 1 copy allowed in Vintage.
Only one.
Strip Mine is 100% legal in Commander, where somehow it's totally fine, because if you Strip Mine one person in Commander, the other 2 players just get way ahead.
Yeah, exactly. So I think in Commander is actually fine. Yeah.
Yep. It gets played in Commander, but it's not like common, I would say.
I wouldn't say so. Like, this wouldn't be, if I was building a Commander deck, I wouldn't be like, yeah, I'm throwing Strip Mine in every deck. No, it's not an Ancient Tomb.
So speaking of Ancient Tomb, if there was one land that you could open from this bonus sheet in a pack of Edge of Eternities when it comes out very soon, what land would you like?
Ooh, good question. Well, I'm going back to all of them. I don't know, man. Maybe just the Ancient Tomb. It just gives you 2. It's great. I like Ancient Tomb. It's fun. Can I open Teferi? Is that the land I can open? I think it's just the Ancient Tomb, to be honest. Like, everything else is... Thank you. Like, everything else is just... It's that or like the Gemstone Caverns. I just like the art of the Gemstone Caverns, to be honest.
Yep. Those are the bangers. I'll make sure you have them in your next Commander deck. Sound like a plan?
Sound good.